Maldives has urged Indians to be a part of its tourism and said the country's economy depends on it. This as the number of tourists arriving from India declined by 42% in the first 4 months of this year compared to the first 4 months of last year. With the number of Indian tourists visiting the Maldives dwindling amid strained bilateral ties, the archipelago's tourism minister has urged Indians to contribute to the country's economy. Now, Maldivian tourism minister Ibrahim Faisal emphasized the historical ties and relations between his country, which is the Maldives, and India. The remarks come after a full-blown backlash was directed at the Maldives following derogatory remarks against India and Prime Minister Modi on social media by 3 Maldivian officials after Modi posted photos and videos of pristine Lakshadweep Islands in India. Scores of Indians, including multiple celebrities, cancelled their reservation and dropped plans to visit Maldives. The tourism arrival statistics reflected how, from being a top visitor, India's position went down to 6th from the topmost in a matter of couple of months. It has now dropped by almost 40% in the first 3 months of this year compared to the first 3 months of last year, essentially telling you how Indians are no more choosing Maldives as their preferred tourist destination, Krishna.
Right, and this is coming, it's like the opposite of what happened, polar opposite of what happened during the pandemic. You know, just a couple of 2-3 years ago, at the peak of the pandemic, it felt as if, like, you know, the moment somebody could travel, all Indians, celebrities, especially Bollywood celebrities and many others and influencers, they were all heading to Maldives, and they were all, you know, putting out pictures of how beautiful Maldives was. And then came the crash recently, and it's simple because people have realized, in India, have realized the fact that Maldives is not the only go-to destination. As a beach destination, there are options. As a holiday destination, there are options. As a short haul, short flight destinations, there are options. And clearly, those comments and the way Maldivian officials spoke about India, Indian tourists, really did not go down well. And for what? Just because we want to promote Lakshadweep as another option?
I think it was unprovoked. It was uncalled for, regardless of what we see out there on the social media as to what really happened. I think to promote India's own beaches is a right which we have, which we enjoy.
Any country has a right to promote their own tourist destinations. So, you know, for example, name any other country. If I, as a country, want to promote one of the destinations within me, how is it anti your destination? So, yeah. So, and that is the reason why, you know, it didn't go down well. It was unprovoked from a charming, beautiful destination that every Indian wanted to go to. It sort of left a very sour taste in the mouths of, Indian holiday makers. And, recently you saw them working very hard to get all the Chinese tourists back as well. So now Chinese tourists are now back as the top of the pile when it comes to the number one maximum number of tourists coming into Maldivian Islands. The new regime in Maldives also, supportive towards China and wants to have ties with China as well. So there is a change in direction over there, but clearly, these latest comments coming in point to the fact that just having Chinese tourists might not be enough for Maldives. They never need a good share of the Indian tourists as well.
And Maldives is a tourism-driven economy, and to have a partner like India, which was sending most of its tourists once upon a time, not very long ago, to now being the 6th in the place, and the numbers have dwindled by almost 40%. That does not really augur well for Maldivian tourism.
Definitely not, and that's the reason why you're seeing them put out an olive branch. It's a reach out to India and to sort of calm sentiments in India, hoping to win the love of Indian tourists and Indian holiday makers back, it does send signals as to the stress that Maldivian economy is going through either way.
Absolutely.
And they're going to need all the tourism and money that's coming in from Indian tourists to shore up their own economy.
All right, so it does look like there is an olive branch being extended from Maldives at this point in time, hoping to lure some of its Indian tourists back to Maldives. The numbers have dwindled down by about 40% in the first 3 months of this year compared to last year, and currently at 6th spot as far as total number of incoming tourists is concerned in Maldives. Maldives wants that number to be up again.